You're watching CTV.
Adamawa State is one of the states in northeastern part of Nigeria which has been bedeviled by insurgency. Today we are at St. Andrew's Catholic Church, Mubi, to look at the after effects on insurgency.
I am Bishop Oliver Dashe, the Catholic Bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Maiduguri, situated in the northeastern part of the country, Nigeria. The Catholic Diocese of Maiduguri has experienced the Boko Haram crisis, and this has been going on for years. But we're in the 14th year of this crisis. The Boko Haram crisis has really caused colossal destructions to life and property. Some of our members have been killed. In the Catholic Church alone, we have over 1,000 Catholics that have been killed, not including other Christians from other denominations. The Boko Haram crisis has been one of the fiercest, fights experienced in recent time. And these people came, the members came in full force, and their aim was to see that Christianity is eliminated, not only in this part of the country, but even the entire country. So you find that they fought, and they have been fighting, eliminating some of our members, burning down their structures, burning down the church structures. As I'm talking to you, we have over 200 church structures that have been burned down by the Boko Haram crisis. You are seeing some here in St. Andrew, Mubi. The DMMM sisters were here, but look at their convent has been destroyed. The school where they are working has been, teaching the young ones have been destroyed. So that is just an example of the many structures that have been burned down in our own diocese. And as I've said, the crisis has been very, very devastating for our people. But then, as I said a moment ago, our people still remain strong in faith, even though we're the most persecuted church in this part of the country and in our country, Nigeria. But let me tell you that the faith of our people still remains strong. And even in terms of structures, God is not letting us down. We're getting some funds in order to rebuild, the structures in this diocese. They came here. Okay. This was one of the structures, the old church that was being used as for meetings and for other society devotions. They just came and destroyed that, among other structures in this very particular St. Andrew. This is St. Andrew Mubi. It's the biggest church in this part of the diocese. So as you can see, it was burned down by Boko Haram members. The whole of this place was razed down. This is a new structures. They just roof it. If you look at the thing here, you can see that these are a sign of smoke. Yes, so they are burned down. Structures. It's the convent. Yes, of the Daughters of Mary, Mother of Mercy's sisters. Okay. They were the ones taking care of the nursery primary school. So this is their convent, and the Boko Haram members also came, realizing that this is a mission structure, so decided to burn it down.
Were they under siege in the first place, or nobody was around?
No. They ran away. You know, as Boko Haram members were advancing, they came through that other side. As they were advancing, news was coming to the people inside the town. So people ran and climbed the hills. So this is the convent.
This is the convent of the Daughters of Mary, Mother of Mercy.
Exactly, that was burned down by the Boko Haram members. So they couldn't come back to this place, and that's why they're not even here again.
Okay, but is there any intention of rebuilding it?
If we get funds, why not? They can still come back if we get funds to rebuild the place. But you know that is capital intensive. Yeah. This is another structure. It is a hospital.
What's the name of the hospital?
The Bishop Kota Memorial Hospital, Catholic Hospital, Mubi. So it was also manned by the Daughters of Mary, Mother of Mercy sisters. And as you can see, this was also burned down together with the convent and the school. It was burned down.
And nobody was inside, no patient was inside?
No, nobody. Okay. As I told you a moment ago, when the Boko Haram members were advancing, coming through Madagali, Shiwa, and Baza, Michika, so the news came here, and then the people ran away. So they didn't get anybody. And they were here for months. Yes, not just 1 day or 2 days. They were here for months. They stayed and took their time to destroy the church structures. They took their own time. So this part of the hospital. There's the structures, I mean the hospital, Bishop Kota Memorial Hospital. It was the parish house. You can see this is just a sign. Yes, they've removed the blocks, but it was burned down by Boko Haram members. This was a house, the parish house. Priests were staying here, and they just came and destroyed that too. So this new structure you can see behind you is a new parish office. Is the parish office where the father comes there, and he will have his own office hours, and people come to see him. As I'm staying here in Mubi, I also have one of the rooms that I use for my office. Now, you can see that is the grotto of Our Lady of Perpetual Help. That was built after. You want us to go there? This is the chapel of adoration, perpetual adoration. So the members of St. Andrew as a community come here for their own private adoration. Now, it was burned down by Boko Haram members. So it was later on rebuilt and roofed and worked on. As you can see, it looks very new. But the first one that was there was burned down by Boko Haram members. And so this one has been rebuilt, and people are using it. As you can see, somebody is already inside. The Lord is doing his own work, and as I said, our Mother Mary is championing our cause. We go to her and ask her to intercede on our behalf, and she has been doing it. And it is great. And peace is definitely returning to our diocese. So she has brought peace, and she will continue to bring peace, to our own diocese. And as I've said, priests have come back. Most of the religious male and female ones have come back, except this place and then another place here in Shiwa. But otherwise, you have sisters who are still working here in our own diocese. So we give thanks and praise to God, and then our Mother Mary, who has been beside us to sustain and strengthen us as a church in this diocese. As I told you, that we have had and still having a very wonderful relationship with our Mother Mary, and she's fighting this war. She has already won the war. The war has already been won, in the sense that things have calmed down. A lot of our communities are experiencing peace now. The churches that were closed down, they have been reopened. Those places where priests were not going, but now they have come back to those places, those parishes and pastoral areas, and they are doing their own work. So peace is generally being experienced in this part of the country. And we thank our Mother Mary for her intervention, and we know that she will continue to intervene. I'm telling you this, our own diocese is more peaceful than many areas in Nigeria at this time. You are talking about the bandits elsewhere, but we're not experiencing that here. It is because our Mother Mary is shielding her children from evil forces. And so we thank her, and of course, from her, then we'll move to the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity that has been our backbone in this diocese. At the federal level, we have not received a kobo. But let us be fair with the immediate past governor of Borno State, because the Maiduguri diocese is the largest in terms of landmass in Nigeria. It covers 2.5 states, the whole of Yobe State, the whole of Borno State, and then the northern part of Adamawa State. Now, most of the destructions took place in Borno State, where you have the strong base of Boko Haram members. But the governor, to be candid, the immediate past governor, has done a lot. He has rebuilt some of the churches, and we in the Catholic Church are beneficiaries of that. He has really assisted in rebuilding some of the churches, even though not all, during his own tenure. And his successor, Governor Zulum, has also rebuilt some of the churches that were calling for more of such wonderful works to be done by the government in our own church.
Besides St. Andrew's Catholic Church, Mubi, there are other churches that were destroyed by the insurgency. Right now, we are at Holy Trinity Catholic Church, Mubi, which was also destroyed by Boko Haram. With me is Reverend Father Samson Peter, the acting parish priest of Holy Trinity Catholic Church, Mubi, also talked about how the church was affected.
During the Boko Haram crisis, this church was badly affected. The church was destroyed. Everything was burnt down. Even the pews you see now in the church, they are new ones. Even the altar behind me was destroyed. So, but after the insurgency, when we came back, through the help of God and the people around, we were able to rebuild the church again. The federal government did not send any intervention. Anything you've seen here, it was done through the help of the bishop and the parishioners here. As it is now, the state of the security has really improved, because as it is now, people can go to their farms freely, people can come and worship without any fear. At least to some extent, we can sleep with our eyes closed, unlike 2014, 2015, when the situation was really bad. As you can see now, even children come to the church to attend their normal weekly activities. So we thank God the security has improved, and it is our sincere prayer that it will continue to improve so that people will come and worship freely without fear of any attack. Yeah, the crisis has really made people to be strong in their faith, because prior to the crisis, people were taking things for granted, people were taking their faith for granted. But after the crisis, I thought that people would not come to the church again. I thought that that would affect their faith, but I've come to realize that it has made them more stronger, and they are now more dedicated than ever. Based on this assessment, I can say that the crisis has strengthened their faith.
Speaking with other parishioners, Brother John Tivers, KSM, said the church has been quite long.
Holy Trinity Catholic Church has been quite long for now, because the church was an outstation of St. Andrew Catholic Church as far back almost 1991, thereabout, before we started this as an outstation, and thereabout we were able to acquire the, the land here by buying even some people's portions and houses, and then eventually we were able to get at least a sizable portion that can be able to accommodate us as a church.
The insurgency really affected the church. Then he was the church council chairman. They accommodated people that ran from other places to take refuge in their parish.
We thought it was like a joke. When people from Gwaza were coming in, we hosted them here as refugees. We are looking for what they could eat and what they could wear, and then accommodating them. Eventually, we didn't know that we could also become victims. So just of a sudden, about a month later, we were told that these people are coming to Mubi. So we all ran, but that time they were not able to, move into Mubi per se, but they stopped over at Michika. And so we came back. Then it was later again, when they finally came down to Mubi, we were told that they are coming. People assumed that it was just like before. And that was why they were able to cut along with so many people. And we lost so many parishioners on that course. That was when we thought that it was just like a joke before, because some of us ran to Yola, we spent a week and came back. So we thought it was like that again. So that time, now when they came the second time, people were a bit relaxed. And we felt it was like the previous joke we had before. So, and what happened was when they came in, people were not prepared. Children were scattered, they were in school. So people were running helter-skelter looking for their family members to gather them before you go out. But even then, some people have to leave without knowing where the members of the family, until when we ran out of town, before we now begin asking where is so person, where is this member of the family. And some could not be found because some were caught along the insurgency and they were killed. So, and those of us that survived, we went away and we stayed, some of us stayed in Yola. We were scattered all over the country. Those that were a bit buoyant were able to go to Yola. Some were able to go to other cities, but some have to run to the mountains here, and that is where some of our people stayed, especially those that, the weaker ones, those that doesn't have anything. They had to stay on the mountains here, and then in the night, they could come in and then look for what to eat. And along the line, we were able to get support also through our Cameroonian brothers through the mountains there. Well, as a matter of fact, the community herself was able to rise up to their responsibility, because we thought government could no longer be able to secure us. So we started mobilizing ourselves, especially the young ones. And people have now grouped themselves into what we call vigilante. And these guys will keep watch throughout the night, watching over us, and any slightest sound we had or any suspicion we had, you see that our young people will go around and then they chase after these people. And that was how we are able to secure ourselves, as you see us like this. And thank God, normalcy is returning gradually, and we are able to sleep this time around. But it is responsibility of government actually to, to stand to their responsibilities, to secure people around, and then make us safe. When we came back from the insurgency, what we did was we started coming with our mats. When we swept the inside of the church, we were placing our mat down. We were continue our prayers. We graduated by buying plastic seats like this and then mobilizing ourselves. We saw that what else do we have instead of for us to give our time for the service of God, since we could run away and leave everything we had. So when we came back, we came with the zeal to be able to worship God in total. And that was why the zeal we have, anything we ask, we were able to get, people, donating, selflessly, and we were able to, make up the church again.
Mrs. Mary Ahams, the Assistant Secretary of Zumutamata, said she's happy that they are back to resume their activities in the church.
I have to be happy because that's my home. We have to come back. So we are happy that we are back safely. We appreciate God because things are okay now. Security-wise, we are a bit okay. We thank God for that.
After the insurgency has affected the faithfuls, you can see life goes on even in the face of persecutions. The faith of the faithful are in full force, and the peaceful atmosphere can be felt by any other person.
Peace has returned. We're experiencing tremendous peace in our diocese. Many of the areas that there were no-go areas, people are now going there. People are flocking there. Some of our structures have been rebuilt. And the priests have come back. Some of the sisters have come back and are doing their own work. And so I want to say we thank God for his intervention, and we thank particularly our Mother Mary. And let me tell the people that this diocese will continue to grow from strength to strength. The church here will continue to witness monumental growth. And there's no doubt about the fact that the church will flourish in this part of the country. So I want to thank the people of God and the well-wishers, those who have been supporting us financially, morally, and otherwise. And I want to assure you that we'll continue to pray for those of you who are supporting us. And together, may we continue to grow from strength to strength as a church. Thank you, and God bless you all. I am Bishop Oliver Dimedashe, the Catholic Bishop of Maiduguri Diocese.
You are watching CTV.